Possibility. Possibility is a word that I think many of us take for granted, but a word that many of our families have never heard or even been told. Listen to the definition. I wrote this down. Listen to it as if you've never had anyone in your life believe in you. Possibility or possible means able to be done, within the power or capacity of someone or something, a person or thing that has the potential to become or do something. Wow. If you're like me, I've had people in my life tell me and believe this in me, but most of our families have never heard that. Tonight, I want to introduce you to my friend, Amberlee. If you looked at her life, you would have thought, it's not possible. When she entered our program in 2017 as a young, single mom with 4 children, but she's going to share her story and encourage you all, because when things in her life looked and felt impossible, through the support of Family Promise, because of you all and other agencies in this room, then things became possible. And as she comes up, I just want to say, we ran into each other, and it was shocking to me when she said, I know her story, probably not all of it, but she said to me, you know, Lindsay, everything I've gone through, I would never take that back. I would go through it again because of where I am today. And that just, to me, was very mature and very impressive, because I know where we've been. And so please welcome Amberlee.
Wow, that was quite an introduction, Lindsay. Thank you. I honestly never could imagine in 2017 showing up at Family Promise. And you'll have to forgive me if I get emotional, but this is my real life that I'm sharing, and I want to thank you for being here today and listening to me speak. But I never could have imagined being up here and sharing any kind of success at that moment in my life. That's me and my 4 kids when we entered Family Promise. So I had 4 very small children, and it was very hard. I didn't have a very good upbringing. I struggled with generational poverty and abuse, and eventually domestic violence with their father. I chose to leave, and I came back here to Georgia, where I am from. And I actually entered into Gateway Domestic Violence Center, and I think they're here tonight as well. Yes, please, yes. So they were very critical at that time when I left, and I stayed there for at least 30 days, and I got an apartment, and I thought that was it, right? Everything would get better from there. But the unfortunate news is that it did not, and I ended up wrecking my car, and I lost my job because I had no transportation. And that's when I learned about Family Promise here in Hall County, and I contacted and spoke with Laura, and she was just very sweet and understanding of the situation I was in and scheduled me for an interview. And I entered the program, and it has honestly, it changed the trajectory of my life. I met an incredible group of women who were not only hopeful for my future, but were willing to provide the tools that I needed as well. When I graduated the empowerment program, I believe it's called now, is that correct, Lindsay? Okay, so the empowerment program, it wasn't called that back then. But I did complete that, and I graduated, and I was one of the lucky ones to get transitional housing. And while I was there, the Gainesville Times did a story on my family. And I remember I told them that I have to make it because I have, these small children, and that's actually the article in 2017 that Gainesville did. Once I graduated and moved out, I had even more failure. As a parent, I repeated cycles that were in my own childhood and compromised my ability to take care of my children. I was very overwhelmed, and I had a really hard time being a single parent, and I had not dealt with my trauma from my childhood and from my abusive ex-relationship, marriage. I always had that desire to provide better for them, to be better for them. I knew that what happened to me was not what traditionally is supposed to happen. It wasn't healthy. And when things got really tough and I was overwhelmed in that position as a single parent, I reverted back to some of the same behaviors that my parents had. And I think a lot of times that happens, but I decided to end that cycle. I went and got parenting classes and just expanded on knowledge that Family Promise kind of gave to me. I know when I was in the program, there was a weekly counselor that came and spoke with us. So that really expanded my knowledge of my own depression and anxiety and trauma that I had from my life. Soon after that journey of changing my parental status to more of a, honestly, I feel like I'm a great mom now, but I haven't been able to always say that. But I met a wonderful man, and he's here tonight, and during that time, I would say it was my lowest time. But he basically supported everything, and he had 3 children of his own. So we expanded to a family of 7. If you can believe that, from an overwhelmed single mom of 4 to, well, here, let's get some more kids. And by more kids, I mean 1 more. And that's Azalea, and that's our child together. So she will be 30 on the 23rd, and she has been such a blessing to our family. In November of 2021, I was able to purchase my home. And I literally went from homeless a couple times with small children to a homeowner. And it was just such a proud moment for me. But what it really took was that time to heal. It took community. It took the relationships that I built with people in Family Promise who believed in me, that I didn't get from my family, and that really truly came from community that I had. That really just the seeds were planted in 2017 by Family Promise, and Laura and Lindsay, those 2 women never gave up on me, even when it was hard. But I really appreciate you guys, and it's just been incredible, and I'm so proud to call you guys my friends. And I am so thankful for what you do in this community every single day. I do believe that homelessness is a big issue here in Hall County, and children are our literal future. And if we want a good future for Hall County, I believe that Family Promise is definitely the organization to start with. They care about our families, and they put our families first and our children first. And I just need the world of them. And I do want to share with you guys all 10 of us. And then there's one more, and that's the most recent. And we have 8 kids, 4 boys and 4 girls, full-time, so we have them all full-time. They go to Gainesville City, and they're from ages almost 3 to 15 years old. And please pray for us. But I am so proud of my journey, and I know life, this isn't the end-all be-all, and my life isn't magically perfect again. But I will say that I've come so far, and I'm proud of this girl who entered Family Promise and was scared and didn't know what to do. I was evicted, and I had 4 small kids who were running around acting crazy because they didn't know what was going on either. And I was in survivor mode, and that's what these women that they're helping and these families that they're helping are in. So if anyone could band together as a community to help ease that burden a little, and Family Promise does that. And they continue to do that. And if I need help ever in the future, I know that I can go to them and say, hey, you know, I need school shoes for my kids, or something as small as that, and they wouldn't, I haven't asked them, but I'm sure they probably would help me. But I just thank you guys so much, not only for asking me to speak here tonight, which is such an honor, by the way, and I never could have imagined this when I first walked in the program, and at that time we moved to churches every single week, and it was hard, and it's not for the weak. You have to really want to succeed to work to graduate the program. And I worked hard and I didn't give up. And I want that for other families too. And thank you guys for being here to help contribute to those futures that are successful. Thank you.